Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Red Room. I am your host, Shay Samuels, and we are happy to have you here for another episode. Listen, we have had so many amazing guests, even on the past show. This show will not disappoint. We need you to stay tuned. Do not turn the dial because this show, like others, will bless you. It's going to put you in things into perspective for you, for your life. Some nuggets you'll be able to put in your pocket and just thrive off of it. So we want you to stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and introduce this amazing guest, Miss Natalie Jean. I'm excited to have her on today. And this topic that we're going to be talking about, listen, like I said, do not turn the dial. We're going to be talking about a topic that everyone needs to hear. It's a topic that's just kind of rushing the nation either way you look at it, but it's something that everyone pretty much has grown up into and continue to do. So we want you to stay tuned. But first, let me go ahead and introduce Miss Natalie Jean. How are you, ma'am?
I'm still alive and I'm so excited.
Good, good, good. The pandemic has done a lot over the last year and a half. And, I'm starting to see just kind of this deja vu effect from last year when it just felt like we were out of it. Now it's coming back. So I get excited when I hear somebody say I'm still alive, because I think those are the type of things that people take for granted every day. I heard my partner said the other day, he goes, tomorrow is promised. We're not.
Exactly.
I never looked at life like that before, but tomorrow's going to come whether we are here or not. We're not promised tomorrow. So I love that you opened up with, I'm still here. So since you're here, tell everyone about who you are.
Well, I am a multi-nominated award-winning singer-songwriter performer. I'm actually a versatile singer-songwriter performer. I write for pop, R&B, jazz, blues, country, Americana, dance, instrumental. If you've heard it, I've done it, except for opera. I haven't touched that yet. Maybe in the near future. You never know. I'm also a voting member in the Grammy with the Grammys. I write social impact message songs. Well, I'm really delving into that. But I also sing in French, English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole. Music is my passion. I love it. It's my saving grace. I don't know where I would be without music.
Wow. Wow. Well, it's amazing you said that, because that's what we're going to talk about today. Music. Music has the ability to change every mood, and I love how we can put different songs into perspective based off of what the world is going on, what the world has going on, And so if there's a war going on, you put the right song on and it just brings a tear to your eye. You are, for people who want to be motivated, there's songs that just motivate you and to get you to that. I don't know how it does that, but we're going to talk about it today. There's songs that make you laugh, and there's songs that make you think about your grandparents. There's songs that make you think about that old boyfriend that you shouldn't have been with, but you were with that person, and you love that song when you were with that person, and now you don't want nothing to do with it.
That's right.
But now we're in a time where music has to really impact the world in a different way. And I love that you talked about the type of music that you do, because you have taken yourself out the box. Right. You have literally taken yourself out the box and you said, listen, I want everyone to be impacted, not just by my sound, but by what I have to say lyrically. And it has to change the world, especially the world that we're living in today. So why is it so important for music today? Because we've had music forever. Why today? Why is it so important today for people to really be moved and changed by the type of music that we put out?
I think because of the past 6 years that we've had to deal with, people are craving something that is authentic, something that is real. Because for the past, 4 or 5, 6 years, we talked about fake news. We talked about we couldn't decipher what was real and what wasn't. Yeah. And so people really need that, especially with the pandemic. People couldn't touch one. You couldn't touch one another. You couldn't see one another. You couldn't do anything with one another. And people crave that. They need something. They need to feel. That's what people need. They need to feel. And without being able to feel, there's an emptiness in the world. There's an emptiness within that person. And so I think a lot of people were craving that authentic artist.
Yeah.
And music is one place where you can be truly authentic. Now, we don't poo-poo on the mainstream artists because, everybody's got to write a song about something, about love, dump this, blah, blah, blah. And that's great. But there's so many people going through so many different types of things in the world.
Yeah.
They want a song where they say, oh my God, I have to listen to this over and over again because this is going to heal me. Because
Yeah.
music has the power to heal.
I
Music
love that.
has the power to move mountains. Music just has the power to do so much. Music is the one place where we really can all get along because people are just enjoying the sound of music. They're not worrying about your black, white, green, whatever. They're
Yeah.
just enjoying each other at that moment because we all have a collective thing that we're doing. We're
Yeah.
embracing the musician, we're embracing their words. And I, as a musician now, whenever I listen to music, I truly listen to the lyrics.
Yes.
And I try to say, oh my God, why did they use that word? That's an
Yeah.
interesting way of using it. And, you know, I listen to K Love a lot. It's a long story how I got to that, but I love that station. It's inspirational.
Caleb. Shout out to Caleb.
It's all inspirational music and it's very modern. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
And it just so happened my radio station wasn't working one day and I was like, okay, let me switch it. And I K Love, and that's it. That's all I've been listening to ever since. And so last year, because the time is just meshing all together. Or the year before last, I released Where Do We Go From Here, which is social impact message album, and it delved into many of the different things going on in the world. It talked about sexual assault, my own personal sexual assault. Wow. It talked about racism, police brutality, climate change, homelessness, the need to let go, kneeling. I really tried to touch on a lot of things, school shootings, gun violence, all that stuff. I touched on it. And people were really shocked when I brought out the album because I really touched on some sensitive subjects. And the one that I thought might shock people would be the We Kneel Rather Than I Told You No, which is the sexual assault one, because, you know, Colin Kaepernick and people have their views on that. But I wanted to demonstrate what people were not understanding about that whole movement. And still people don't understand the whole movement, which is totally ridiculous to me. But people need something where they can say, my God, this person understands me. That's what people want.
Yeah.
They want to be understood.
Yes.
They want, especially if somebody's by themselves, let's say somebody's a loner, but the music actually makes them feel like they have somebody in their lives.
Yeah.
People just don't understand how impactful music can be in people's lives.
You know, I think even when I talk about like, as an artist myself, I think when I think about the type of music that I put out, I'm blessed by my music overall, but there are certain instrumentals too that do it for me. Yes. I mean, there's certain sounds of a piano, the strings, harps. There are certain sounds that really just, as they're plucking, it does pluck something in me, and it does stir something up in me, and it really does allow me to find me more. So I love that you said music has the ability to heal, and so. As an artist, I think it's important for us to be able to identify with the time that we're in.
That's right.
So, you know, there's a lot of music out there, which I didn't know was called mumble music. I didn't know anything about mumble music, but, you know, people are just kind of, nah. It's like, hey, you know, and our reality is that that's what our young people are hearing, and that's what they're gearing towards. And you said, I listen to the lyrics now. Whereas, and I think that's kind of as we start to get up there in age that we want to know what people are saying. I was saying the other day to someone, I said, how ironic is it? A song I was listening to, I never knew that this person said this specific word in the song. And I'm like, how did I never know that? And it's not that I don't like the song anymore. It's just like, I don't believe that. So we're listening to it. So I say that to say, Natalie, that music has the ability for us to speak what's happening over our lives.
Right.
So can you talk to someone today about the impact that music has lyrically to even shift your life?
Well, for example, when I wrote my song, I Told You No, I really had to dig deep to go back to the time that incident, the thing happened to me. And, you know, I had to really self-reflect and think about my emotions at that time. And I really wanted to do a song from the perspective of when that actually happened, because you always hear the songs about survival and all that stuff. And and I've had people contact me and say, "Oh my gosh, this song really was impactful for me. It really helped me to know, obviously, that there's other people in the world that have been affected that by this, and that they're
Yes.
struggling to get through, but eventually they do get through." My song "Mother Earth." It's about climate change. It really put a different perspective because I did a whole music video for it, and
Wow.
it just showed the world. And in at the end, close to the end of the song, it showed people fighting over TVs at a Walmart, saying,
Right.
"This is what you're fighting for, but what will you have left to hang it on?
Yeah.
Don't worry about what's going on in the world." I have a song about heroes. That song is basically about a school shooting where one Hispanic kid saved everybody.
Mm.
But the song is different. It says this is not how heroes should be made. Because the fact that this kid was so young, this kid should be a son. This kid should be a father. He should be
I
playing
like
with
that.
his friends. He should be an engineer.
Yeah.
I do a song about being numb, because after a while, with all these shootings, even today, people say, "Oh, there's a shooting." They get upset for 2 hours, and then the next day, they're just like, "Nah, there's
Yeah.
another shooting." People have become numb to it.
Jump to
They
it. Yeah.
accept it than rather do something about it. Now, there are some songs out there that have motivated people to get out, march, protest, and all that stuff, which is great. I think that's how impactful music can be. I mean, I did a song, and I needed one more song for this album, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what am I going to write about?" Because I've written about everything, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was so tired, and I wrote and the song is called "Tired," and it basically talked about being tired about everything that's going on in the
Yeah.
world today. Um, you know, we have the power to do so much with our music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can do anything. Like, I'm still focused on doing message type songs, but I'm also an artist.
Yeah.
I want to do, sync, licensing, all that stuff. So I'm focused on writing for those things as well, and
Exactly.
just being dynamic and versatile and doing my own thing. But I truly think that people need to start about their brand and being an effective player. Like,
Yeah.
I thought about my brand and I said I wanted to be an effective player in life. I want people to be remembered that Natalie she tried to do this. This
Yeah.
is what she sung about. She tried to make a difference in somebody else's life. And
Yeah.
that's my goal. I want to make a difference in somebody else's life, because right now it's important. People are going through a lot. I'm trying to write a song about the pandemic, but in a different way,
Yeah.
from a different perspective, because everybody's written a song about the pandemic.
As soon as it came out.
So I'm trying to write one and work with some people from Croatia contacted me about working with them, and so I'm trying to write that song and just do it. I like to do things differently, and I like to throw out words, because when you throw out words people don't really think about.
Yeah. It makes you, it actually makes them, that's another important thing, another important aspect of the music too, because people began to start singing the same songs. Like,
Right.
You hear a song and you're like, did I just hear this song? But it's not the same song, it's
Right.
another song, but they all sound alike, and the words might be reversed, and I'm not sure what the rhyme or reason is behind it. But we were talking earlier about, the Michael Jacksons of the world,
Right.
who did songs like Heal the World, Make It a Better Place, We Are the World, Whitney Houston, I Believe the Children Are Our Future. People who talked about, Wake Up Everybody, No More Sleeping in Bed, The World, Heal the World. All kinds of songs that we used to listen to. Mariah Carey, I remember the song Hero that she did a long time ago. It was when 9/11 happened, and I was working literally behind the scenes at a bank. I was working as a temp, and we were just typing away, putting checks through this little machine, and we were typing away, and her song came on, and we all just stopped. She started off, there's a hero, and you knew the hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you start to envision this. What's going on, how it's happening, why it's happening, what are we doing about it? And it kind of makes you rise up on the inside. Artists, we need more music like that. We need music that's going to talk, but not just talk, teach. And your word power, what you just said, I take these words and I literally try to throw words out there that people may not be, that they may not even notice that word, but it's making them think a little bit more about what you said. let me rewind that back. You ever do that? Like, you literally like, no, wait. What did you? That's kind of hard now with CDs because it's like you can't just go. You gotta go.
Here, okay, there it is.
On Spotify, you got to actually hit the whole song back. You got to hit it back. But you have made so many valid points, and I believe that based off of what you're telling us, your music is one that's going to impact the world, and that's what the music is supposed to do. You said a few other things that I love about just understanding the information about sync licensing the music, because you don't want it to just be my friends hear it, my family hear it, right. It's on Spotify. Well, I got a song on Apple. You want to commercialize it so that people can actually hear the music. A lot of the songs that I found because of TV movies. Exactly. Like I found because I'm like, oh, that was a really nice song. What was that song? And so I found the person because of it, or the person was already out and this one song captured me and I went back into their whole catalog. That's what you want people to do. So I'm going to ask you, we have 5 minutes left. I just want to ask you, what do you want to say to someone today, an artist who's creating their music, their catalog right now? What encouragement do you have for them before they distribute this music out, start releasing it to radio stations, start playing it for the world? What's your encouragement today?
My encouragement is be true to who you are as an artist. Don't let anybody change you.
Yeah.
And to understand that music is subjective.
Yes.
Not everybody's going to like your music.
Yes.
You submit it one place and they love it. You can submit it another place and they hate it. Well, they don't hate it. They just don't like it.
I gotta play it. You can't submit it to a country station if you're not a country singer. Don't do it just because you can.
And the thing is, when people are listening to your music, especially when they're judging something, they decipher it from what they like, not what from the audience likes. Also.
Yeah.
But it's to love your own music. If you cannot play your music for an hour on repeat,
don't put it out. I love it.
That with my music. I listen to mine on repeat all the time. I don't
My encouragement for you all would be, like she said, just be true to yourself. There's a lot of artists out there, but there's only one you. And your music can really impact the world. It can impact the nations. You want to hear your music all over the place, but you don't want to hear it just to hear it. You want someone to say that I have been blessed because of this song. My life has changed because of this song. We all have that one song that has energized us and has gotten us through our day. I see it every day on social media where someone says, this song brought me out of the dumps. You want your music to be just that. So listen, Natalie Jean, I really appreciate you being on with me today. I appreciate you joining us. I really appreciate the fact that you were so authentic with what you said and how you said it, and just even encouraging the other artists to do what they needed to do and what they still need to do to distribute their music effectively. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Listen, everybody, I am your host, Shay Samuels. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you again for another episode of The Red Room.